What's up, everybody? How's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to hop on here real quick because I was sitting doing some thinking, as always, but something really just struck a chord with me that I was going back over, and I think it's because I realized one of the biggest problems that we have when it comes to healing or, getting over trauma, anything like that, is this idea that we have to tone our happiness down. And it starts when we're kids, right? You have that overly rambunctious kid and they are on their 27th favorite toy of the day, and it's just everything is just magical, but you got so many different things going on. You got bills in the back of your head, rent's overdue, you don't want to go to work because people suck, and the whole nine, right? So because we feel we don't have control over the chaos in our lives, we get so easily overstimulated that when somebody comes along, especially when they're in like a very high frequency moment of, oh my god, look how cool this is, or look at what I got, or things like that, it's more so a quicker reaction to say something along the lines of tone it down. I'm on the phone, calm it down, whatever. You get the idea. And then I feel like that almost makes it more socially acceptable for the moments when you're more like teenager and up, especially in adults. I say it a lot in adults, to where you're out with friends and say you go to a store and you come across that one item, or somebody brings up that one topic that you just know everything about because it's your passion, right? Like, it's something that you can just speak straight from the heart, 100 miles an hour, and it's good, right? And I see so many times in those moments when you see that person's face light up and they just start talking 100 miles an hour, and they're so excited and they're trying to tell you all this awesome information about it because they just think it's so amazing that they want you to enjoy it too, right? Because they think that you deserve the amount of joy they feel, And then someone in the group has to call them a nerd or make some side comment or something. Because in that moment, that person's joy shined way too bright on the demons in the other person, and they did not like it. So of course, they had to shut it down. You gotta dim that light. And I really feel like if we started peacefully, if we started peacefully confronting that, I think the world would be a much better place. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you a personal example because it's all about personal experience here, right? So, I was out somewhere. It was at a store, nowhere local. And there was a group of teenagers, and they were all, in their little circle, talking, doing whatever, having a good time, whatever. And there was one quiet kid of the group. And of course, my heart instantly goes out to that kid just because I was that kid, And I want to say it was like a tech store or something like that. Kind of like the stores that have like all the different toys and Funko Pops and that kind of a place. And they were talking about something, and the shy kid just lights up, like just out of nowhere, completely lights up, and starts, this, and this, and it has these features, and I didn't know what he was saying. I mean, technically I was eavesdropping, but either way, but I was enjoying the fact that he was just spurting this stuff off, like this was his passion, literally flowing through his words. And I'm kind of just standing there enjoying it, and of course, that one guy thinks it's cool to, whatever, call him a slur, whatever. And, that group mentality kicked in. And I'm literally watching this play out. And it was crazy to look at from like an outside point of view, because you know when you're in that perspective, like your mind's 100 miles an hour, you only see what your choices are, right? You don't get to sit back and see how the entire picture plays out. So anyway, I'm standing there, and you can just see like the shift in energy from the kid that was just so excited and was just having a great moment and was trying to share that love with people he thought deserved it. And you just watched it slowly drain out of him. And the douchebag, I didn't get a name, we're just gonna call him douchebag. The douchebag gets this big old shit-eating grin on his face, you know, and the people in the group start laughing because group mentality, you know, he's now the loudest one, so to keep me safe, I have to agree with the loudest one. That's how it goes. Exactly. So, keep in mind, I'm on a healing journal. I am not healed. I certainly was not healed at that time. Just pre-warning that one. And see, my family has a gift/curse, depending on how you use it, that I like to coin the Breck-Built tongue. From my grandmother, her mother, you know, the whole line, whatever. And it was just this ability to just say that one thing. Like, you don't even have to know the person. Like, you could just instantly pick up on it, and you could just say that one thing that just cut right to the heart, right? Now, it's a curse if that's how you use it. That's how I chose to use it. Me today, I would have went back and tried to use it more as a gift and, you know, prop up the quiet kid and just completely drown out the other people, because now that I'm a new influence in this group, I'm the threat, everybody's attention is on me, and to stay safe, they now groupthink with what I am saying because I will now be the loudest, and make up some shit if I got to about how I agree that this thing was just like the best thing since sliced bread. And then not only are they going to agree, but it makes people, it snaps them out of the reality real quick, and it makes them look. And it's like, what we did was just so bad that some random stranger jumped in to politely correct us. And because it was done polite, you don't want to get pissed off at that guy, you know? And you also want to agree because you don't know how much of a threat he is, even though if he's not. These are just examples, by the way. But it also puts the spotlight back on the original perpetrator. Because now, it gets him caught in his own trap. Because, one, if he now starts laughing and agreeing, everybody realizes you're just fucking fake. Or two, if you double down, you're going to look like twice as much of a dick. So you're kind of just caught with either double down, get away from it, or picking the right option, which is, oh, my bad, you know, wasn't thinking, actually, that is really cool, I'm sorry. What else can you tell me about it? You know, whatever. That was what I should have did. What I actually did was told him that he needs to quit picking on that kid just because his own dad doesn't love him. And, you know, I said a lot I shouldn't have said, but whatever. That's why you have to be very careful with that gift and that curse that you have and that fire that you get for those passion subjects. You know, because fire can be cleansing, but it can also be damaging. But anyway, I don't know how we got to this point. I just started rambling. But hopefully somebody gets the gist of all this. And it's the fact that when you see somebody have one of those moments, I don't care what issues you were having with yourself at that moment. Because we're all having issues, okay? Quite frankly, that could have been the night that kid goes home and ends his own life. Because that's what he's been thinking about all week, and that was his one sign to the universe to say, please help me out, and you ruined it. You don't know who you're messing with. You don't realize the damage you can cause with the most simple things. And I was having this conversation with somebody the other day about just how important and dangerous words can be. And it got me thinking on the fact of, it's kind of ironic that we call it like a spelling bee, or, you know, spelling words, because words are spells. You know, not in like a bibbity boppity, now I have a carriage kind of thing, but if you think about it, a group of people with enough influence that sit there and gossip in this circle, those words will eventually go out into the groups that they now go off to, whatever, and it's going to spread, and it's a disease. You're speaking disease into whoever will listen to it. And then they repeat it, and then you know, it cycles. So yeah, just be careful with your words. And if somebody is having a good moment, or if they are just so excited to show you something, instead of taking it as they're interrupting your issues, consider it that this person cares so much about you that when they just lit up and they were just like, oh my god, this is amazing, the first thing they thought was to share it with you. Not to bother you, but to try to help you with what they see you already going through. You know, just let people have their moment. If you can't say anything nice, shut the fuck up. Keep it in your own head. You don't have to keep talking. You can think anything you want in your head. It's free space. It's unlimited. It's amazing. Use it. Think before you speak. Yeah, anyway. I love you guys. A lot of good things coming. Still working on the podcast. I finally got a YouTube channel going. I also have pretty exciting news. I entered Tay-Tay, one of my cats, into a Cutest Pets in America contest, and I actually got a text today saying that they accepted his entry. So I don't think it'll, you know, I'm not expecting to win, but I think it's pretty cool that, you know, my handsome boy got some attention. But anyway, guys, until next time, protect yourselves, protect your light. I love you, I'm proud of you, and you are worth another day.